beautiful beings. It is me, Grace from Healing with Grace, and today I'm coming on to talk about your intuition and the importance of following your intuition. So this is a topic that I feel needs to be discussed more and is really important to me because it's how I live my life now, is really trying to anchor in on that intuitive voice. We all have an intuition, we all have instinct that we were born with, but many of us, most of us, if not all of us, were trained away from that intuitive voice as we were growing up, especially because our parents or grandparents or whoever our caregivers were telling us what to do for the whole beginning of our lives. So even if our intuition was telling us to do something different, it's not like we really were in a place of power to act on any of that. Acting on your intuition with regards to your life path is super important because we all have specific purposes to follow. This is something you're going to hear me talking about a lot because it's the basis of my practice and the basis of my life purpose, is really just anchoring in what the truth is for myself and building a life around that and teaching others to do that too, because what is the purpose of life if we aren't living true to ourselves and our values? It's nobody else's life to live. And so when we listen to our intuition and our intuitive voices, we take our power back and we make right decisions based on what rings true for us. This is really an unpopular opinion because it seems selfish, especially if you're dealing with other people when you're making decisions, because something that rings true for someone else may not be true for you, and usually isn't, because we're all very different at the end of the day. I mean, we're similar, but we're still different and unique individuals. So let's say that, for example, your friends want you to come out on the town and drink or whatever, and you are tired and your intuitive voice is saying don't do it because tomorrow you have something to do, or even like a few days from now you have something to do, but if you act now then you're not going to have the energy needed to do whatever you have to do later. But you're thinking, oh, they really want me to go, I probably should go because they're my friends and I want to make them happy. But if you do that, you're going to regret it later. You can listen to the intuitive voice in the early stages. Your mind might say, it makes logical sense, but your heart is saying, don't do it. Then sometimes you still follow the head, and this causes issues later. So why not ignore the issues and learn how to tune into that intuitive voice, which takes a lot of practice because, like I said, we were trained away from it. So learning how to trust yourself and seeing what happens when you do. It could be something even bigger than that first situation that I was explaining to you. But what if you were buying a house and your husband really wanted it and your heart is saying, fuck no, don't do it. But you want to please your husband and the person who's selling the house is giving you a really good deal for it. And you're like, oh, well, I probably should just do it because whatever, maybe it'll make them happy. Maybe it's just the right decision and I'll see like later on it will be a great decision because he says it is and she says it is, so I should do it. And then later on, you're not satisfied and you're stuck with a house that you bought that you don't like or that doesn't satisfy you in the way that you truly want it to. And this is important because this is your life, you guys. We can't give away our power to other people and they might get mad about it. They might be like, well, you're not a good friend, or you're not a good wife or husband, or you're not a good whatever for listening to yourself and being selfish. But at the end of the day, you have you. You're responsible for you. It's not their lives. They have their own. So being able to show up for the self first is really important, especially with this type of situation. And it saves you headache because you could be going through a life transition and not listen to your intuition and get yourself into a pile of shit. A whole bunch of trouble that could have been avoided if you just listened to the little voice inside telling you. So I challenge you, next time, even if it's just going to the grocery store and picking out, should I get a mango or should I get a pineapple? What does your intuition say? And really just learning how to follow it, seeing what happens, even just experimenting with it. You could even experiment if you're feeling crazy with not listening to your intuition and seeing what happens. It's pretty rambunctious and rebellious, but it's totally up to you, you know? To me, it's a practice that I've been cultivating over time, and I feel it's important to express to the world. So that is my message for today. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any ideas for videos that you want me to create or topics of discussion, please let me know below and let me know your thoughts about how this video resonates with you. I love responding to you guys and being very interactive with this. If you haven't seen my sound healings and meditations on my channel, go check out my other videos. If you are interested in booking a private sound and energy healing session, please reach out to me. My link is below. Schedule a free consultation and we can discuss how I may serve you in that space. I'm here to support you in every single way that I can. Sending you so much love and light, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. And maybe we won't all be in quarantine by the time you watch this, but if we're still in quarantine, hang in there, guys. We got this.